Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on Cincy Lifestyle this morning. We certainly appreciate you being here. Mona, good morning.
Good morning, Clyde. Yes, this is going to be a great day, a great show. Just ignore the rain outside or the cloudiness. We've got the sunshine right here.
That's exactly right. In point of fact, Mona, we're going to help folks find happier right here off the top of this show. What would you guess the key to happier is? Is it money? Is it fame?
No.
Is it
No.
Jason Momoa, as happier seems to be for some of the people I work with? We put that up really just for folks here at WCPO on Cincy Lifestyle who are crazy about Jason Momoa. But no, not even Jason is the key to happier. The key to happier, as it turns out, is new experiences and a diversity of experiences. Let me give you an example. They say that, Mona, they say that just taking a different walk, if you walk every day for your fitness and your health, just going in a different direction could be helpful. Or even if you're stuck going in the same direction, try to find a different perspective, different stuff to look at. But it's a diversity of experiences that makes you happier. Maybe it's different food, maybe it's different people you talk to day in and day out, but it's diversity of experience. Would you have thought that?
No, I would not have thought that. Yeah, that's really different than what I was thinking at all. You know, my thought immediately to having peace is for me a key to happiness, and trying to be on purpose with my life for God, and just working that and being at peace is a key to happiness. But I like the diversity of experiences.
Yeah,
that you know,
big.
because that shows, that's also some excitement to you. If you're going to learn something new, do something different, I could see how that could make you happy as well.
That's part of it, and this was in the journal Nature Neuroscience if you want to look it up a little bit more. And Mona, let's be for real. Half the reason Jason Momoa was up there in the first place was you. Yeah, peace and calm and world peace and happiness and all that, but Jason Momoa was for you.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little eye candy, Clyde.
Okay, Mona, thanks a lot. You know, we got a number of things coming your way on our show this morning, finding some unbeatable deals, how to help our dogs deal with our return to work among them. But first, understanding Cincinnati's rich history. And it really is a rich history as well. Our community has a lot to brag about historically. We all know that Cincinnati has gone from being a western river town to a meat-packing Porkopolis and one of the most influential cities of the mid-19th century in the U.S. And now there's a book detailing these milestones and stories through vignettes and photographs and illustrations. And here with us now to talk a bit more about that is the author of that book, Jeff Suess. Jeff, thanks so much for talking to us this morning.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, Jeff, this is not your first book on Cincinnati. You've written several others, but tell us about this one in particular.
Well, this is an illustrated timeline, so there's a very visual element, and it's little short stories, about 350 of the kind of key moments in Cincinnati history that kind of tell the whole story. And it covers everything from the mound builders to Fiona and FC Cincinnati and all of, sports and politics and crime and tragedies. And it's kind of everything we could possibly kind of fit into what impacted this city. And a visual timeline allows people to actually kind of see the history in a different way and make connections that they may not normally see. So you mentioned the river town, it becomes Porkopolis, which sets to Procter & Gamble using byproducts of the meatpacking industry, which sets up the Fortune 500 companies like Macy's and things like that. They would all come around Cincinnati. So all those are kind of connected. Or you can see how race relations have been evolved over time.
Okay.
And so that the unrest now has its roots in different events in the past. So that's kind of the way a timeline can kind of help a different way.
Okay, so right quick, what did you learn that surprised you?
Well, I was kind of surprised when I was really breaking down the points in the city, is how much of what we think of as Cincinnati today really has its roots in the heyday. Cincinnati is not one of the major cities anymore, but at one point it was. And the influence in politics and culture and arts was really big. And things like music hall and graders and the Reds and all these things kind of came from that time period. And to see that it's almost like a different city, this older Queen City of the 19th century is really the same city that we're living in today, and all the good and the bad. And also how, like I said, the good and the bad coexist. That in 1884 we had the courthouse riots that we talk about. Well, at the same time we're building the art museum. You don't really equate those two things as being the same city, but it really is, and it's all of Cincinnati's history together.
Okay, let's talk about the photos, because in our business we know visuals are extremely important, also sometimes extremely hard to come by. Were there photos you wanted to get that you couldn't find?
Well, I was lucky that I'm the librarian at the Enquirer, and so I have access to all the Enquirer photos, which was a huge help, especially in the last 50 years or so, to be able to get those more contemporary photos. But there's a few things that just frankly don't exist. You really hope they did. So we have a lot of illustrations. One place was the Trollops Bazaar that was around during when photography was around, but no one ever took a picture of it. And it was this old marketplace that had kind of like this Moorish and Egyptian-styled architecture around a bunch of brick buildings in the 1820s. And Frances Trollope was a woman from England who had come to kind of take part in the culture of Cincinnati, and we weren't quite as cultured as she kind of hoped we were, and it wasn't very successful. But the building was in use for decades, but there's no, it sounds like a really fascinating building, and a couple drawings of it, but that's really it.
Okay, got a little bit of time left, but I want to point out the fact that you do have a virtual event coming up in August, and we want to help people connect to you and ultimately to that event. So how can people find out more, maybe get a copy of your book?
Well, they can go to local bookstores. I've been going in, and even with all the social distancing, and I've signed some copies. You can order from my website, jeffsuess.com, or the publisher at readypress.com. You can get some from me. You can get autographed, personalized copies, things like that. Okay. And hopefully we'll be able to have more of these virtual events. I have one at the Kenton County Library on August 7th. And that's kind of the way it is now. You show these photos
yeah.
and kind of give you a guided tour of the book and the timeline until hopefully we can soon open up and have live events again.
Let's hope so. But Jeff, we sure do appreciate you coming by to talk to us this morning, and best of luck to you.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Indeed. Mona?
Well, if you're looking to get some cutting edge technology, whoa, this is your day. Our Morning Save ambassadors have some great deals on items that will make your life a little easier. Take a look.
Hey everyone, Casey Mason here to check out some early bird bargains with MorningSave.com. Lifestyle expert Callie Moore. Hey Callie.
Hey Casey, we have some amazing products to show for you today. This first item is the 2-pack Extreme Sound Sidekick Bluetooth earbuds with virtual assistant. It's completely hands-free while you talk on the phone and listen to your favorite music or podcast. It comes with a magnetic neck band that forms a necklace when you are not using the earbuds, so you will never have to search for them again.
Great, and what's the deal on this?
Well, we've seen these priced as high as $50, but at Morning Save, you'll get 2 for $15. That's a 70% discount. Next is the Aquasonic Vibe Series Ultra Whitening Toothbrush. This electric toothbrush is packed with the most up-to-date technology and removes 10 times more plaque than a manual toothbrush. It comes with an ultra-fast wireless charger, 8 brush heads, and a travel case.
And I'm sure this comes with a great deal, too.
You know it does. This usually sells up to $150, but Morning Save, it's just $35. That's a 77% discount. All right, next is the Sienna Vela handheld compact garment steamer. This on-the-go steamer gives you incredible wrinkle-releasing power in a compact and lightweight design. It works super fast, and your clothes are steam ready in less than 30 seconds.
Awesome. And what's the savings on this?
Well, Casey, this can be seen as high as $60, but Morning Save has it for only $19. That's a 68% savings. And finally, we have the 2-pack of Vivitar Bluetooth Stake-Lawn speakers. These speakers are designed for outdoor use, allowing you to stream music wirelessly. They are perfect for your next backyard party or around the pool.
Awesome, and they're also water resistant, so the weather won't ruin your fun.
Exactly. Now, they have been sold for up to $70, but at Morning Save, it's only $29 for a 59% discount.
Callie, thank you so much for sharing these early bird bargains. Now, be sure to head to morningsave.com for these and other exclusive deals. All products are shipped directly from a U.S. warehouse.
Thank you very much. Hey, got a question for you. Have you ever dreamt about riding a horse through the fields the way they do on the show Heartland? Well, you can turn that dream actually into reality at Riding with Rhythm in Williamstown, Kentucky. Take a look.
I'm keeping an eye on them. How are you doing, Beth? Point to the roses and ask them to go that way. I've been riding, I hate to say this, but since the 60s.
With nearly 40 years of master riding and 30 years of certified riding instruction, Shirley recently built Riding with Rhythm, her own horse riding facility where she teaches a wide range of lessons for all ages and skill levels.
Here is just private lessons. They do get hands-on. They groom their own horses. They get to turn them out. They learn about bathing. I just started a children's program with homeschoolers, and they'll be doing all kinds of horsemanship, wearing stethoscopes, listening to the horse's heart, their stomach, growls, everything.
Shirley gained an immense amount of experience while riding at Meredith Manor and working with a variety of other professionals at different barns, giving her Riding with Rhythm students top-tier instruction.
Shirley's just an excellent, fun teacher. She is very nice when we make mistakes. And most importantly, honestly to me, is there's a safety factor here. Anything that is potentially, we have to wear helmets and we have to practice safety all the time.
We're a little bit unique. We have an open arena. If you have allergies, your allergies won't be offended. The breeze comes through the arena. My horses live as horses. I don't stall them up. They have their own buildings. They can go in at will from the pasture if it gets too hot or too cold. They're treated more like horses. In that way, we're unique.
Light shines through in the open arena, but so does Shirley's passion for developing her students' self-confidence and riding skills, and she's constantly looking to improve her programs and training space.
Well, we're new, but we've got great ideas. We're expanding. We want to put bleachers there, a picnic area under the tree, a roof in between. So we have lots of expansion ideas, and we just have a really great time. It's not a pressure environment. People come and have fun and learn safely.
We just love it. We're going to plan to continue doing this in the future, and it's been a great experience. We're hoping when we go on a trip out west that we will be equipped to kind of ride into the fields just like they did on Heartland.
Looking good. Eyes up, Beth. Bring your Bella back into the program. That's all right.
Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, is your four-legged friend having trouble adjusting to its new normal? Well, we've got help from you. We'll consult a celebrity dog trainer and the host of Animal Planet's Good Dog You to talk about some ways you can make quarantine a little easier for your little pup. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Welcome back. We've all been affected by this pandemic, but it's important for pet parents to understand practical ways to take extra great care of their pets. So we decided to turn to an expert, and not just any expert, the expert for some advice. So please welcome Joel Silverman, celebrity dog trainer and host of Animal Planet's Good Dog You. Joel, thanks for talking to us this morning. Hello, Joel. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can now.
Cool.
Okay, so we finally got them used to having us around the house all day, and now we've got to start getting them used to us going back to work, what signs should we look for that they might be stressed about that?
Well, the thing is, you got to remember the dynamics are going to change. You know, you've been going to work for a long time, and all of a sudden now for 2 or 3 months, you're home. And some dogs are different. Some dogs are kind of needy, and all of a sudden you're home for 3 months, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, man, it's great to have you back here. I really, really want to have you back here. Life is great. And all of a sudden you leave, and as I said, now the dynamics change a little bit more, and now the dog gets a little more stressed out when you take off because you're gone now. And as I said, there are some dogs that have a little more anxiety, a little more needy, and if they do have that little separation anxiety, things can go a little south. That you can leave, and all of a sudden they start getting stressed out, start pacing around, doing what dogs do when they get anxiety. It starts to escalate. They start pacing around a little bit more, digging a little bit, barking, and just getting a little frantic. So the way we deal with that situation, 2 different things. Number one is crate training. Crate training is we use positive reinforcement to get a dog in a crate or a little kennel. A lot of people will do that. And if dogs cannot play out those actions and escalate things and and run around the house and start getting neurotic, if we can avoid that from happening, that's what we want to do. And we can do that by putting a dog in a crate, because dog doesn't have the opportunity to play out those actions. That's number one. Number two, people that know me know I do these dog trainer certification courses all over the United States in these dog daycare businesses. And having your dog go into a dog daycare place, not necessarily every day, but maybe a couple days a week, is a great thing, because now you're adding other buffers. You're adding people, you're adding other animals and stuff, and it gives the dog the opportunity to get around other people, so you're not necessarily the star of the show. The big deal is you want to make other people and other animals the star of the show other than you, and that's what's going to help get rid of some of those anxiety problems.
Right quick, Joel, you cover the waterfront quite nicely there, but we wanted to talk about, one of the things we had to talk about was safe zones, and the conversation about crates, I think, really addresses that. For some people, though, crates look like cruelty. How do you help us get over that concern?
Big thing, the most important thing you do when you crate train a dog, have the crate open, throw a piece of food in the back of the crate, let the dog take the piece of food, come right back out of the crate. Make it a game, okay? But if you put the dog in the crate and the first thing you do is shut the door, that's a negative thing. So we always want to use positive reinforcement. Crate training, remember, the dogs are den animals. They like being in enclosed areas. We're just conditioning the dog to doing that. And if it's done the right way, crate training is great because you don't give the dog the opportunity to get in situations like go to the bathroom in the house, dig at things, play with things that you don't want them to play with. Really important. And
this is why we turn to you. So help us get more of a connection with you. How can folks connect and check in with you if they want more information?
Well, they can also always go to BillJack.com. People know that anyone that knows anything about me knows the fact that I've been using Bill Jack food and feeding the treats for a long time. So you can go to BillJack.com. A lot of videos out there. Also, they can go to my website, which is joelsilverman.net. We have a new book coming out. I have a new book coming out next week called Rituals. It's my 5th book as well, and they get more information on that book as well.
Joel, congratulations on the new book, and thank you so much for taking time with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yes, sir.
Well, you probably already know that we have some of the greatest minds in science living right here in the tri-state. And now there's a YouTube show that highlights all of the wonderful scientific things that happen in our area. And right now I want to welcome Chris Anderson, the host of the show Science Around Cincy. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us.
Hey, thanks for letting me come on, Mona.
All right, and no problem. Tell us about your show, Science Around Cincy.
So it's a web-based video series that features the different scientists and engineers that live right here in our hometown. So we get to go to their labs, check out what they're researching, what they're learning about the world around us. And it's a lot of fun. You're going to learn something, and can't wait to talk more about it.
Okay, so one of your videos talks about research done in our area. You want to talk to us about that with brain diseases, actually?
Yeah, that's right. So Dr. Richard Liu at Children's Hospital researches the different genes that control for brain cancer, Alzheimer's, and multiple sclerosis. And what's really cool about that is he's able to alter some of the genes in mice that control for those diseases. So what he can do then is he can see how those genes are affecting whether or not the mice actually get sick, and even like look for treatments based off those gene changes.
Okay, so the genes really play a big part then.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a method called CRISPR that lets him alter the genes at like a base pair level. So instead of like G's and T's and A's, he can switch those around to see how that affects whether or not the mice get brain cancer or Alzheimer's.
What? That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So one of your goals is to get us to love science.
Yes.
Yes. So tell me how you're accomplishing that with your web series.
Well, what we want to do is show how accessible some of these folks are. Is that sometimes we think a scientist is just kind of cooped up in a lab and always tinkering with things, but really they're just people who have an insatiable curiosity, and that's what matters. So it doesn't matter if you are a PhD student or if you're in elementary school. As long as you have that sense of wonder about the world around us, you're a scientist.
Oh, well, I think I might be a scientist.
You are a scientist.
Probably not, right. But all right. Tell us about trilobites.
Oh man, so these are really cool creatures. These things lived twice as long as the dinosaurs. They lived for over 250 million years. And they lived in all sorts of parts of the ocean. So, they swam through the ocean towards the top, they burrowed on the bottom, they were carnivores, they were, they ate plants, all sorts of things, all sorts of niches in the ocean. And they lasted for so long. So what Dr. Brenda Hunda does, she looks at what the trilobite fossils look like to see what the world was like 500 million years ago.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, we got to find out where we can reach you, where we can see the web series. Tell us all about it.
So all our episodes are on our website, sciaroundcincy.com, and we do all our updates on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at sciaroundcincy.
All right, Chris, it's always fun when you come. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Hey, Clyde, I don't know if you remember your school lunches back in the day, but we're going to talk a little bit about it tomorrow, and there's a Cincinnati connection, so I'm looking forward to that. Hey, that's Cincy Lifestyle for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Make it a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, make it a great day.